final breath is drawn, and the soul leaves the body. A cold, overwhelming darkness engulfs it. The warmth of life fades instantly, replaced by an icy dread that seeps deep into the essence of the soul. In this terrifying void, the soul feels a sense of isolation and helplessness, as if it's been cast into an abyss with no end in sight. The once familiar world has vanished, and all that remains is the suffocating fear of what's to come. Suddenly, out of the pitch-black darkness, figures begin to emerge, angels, but not the kind seen in comforting visions. These are not beings of light and peace. These are the angels of wrath, sent to escort the condemned soul to its eternal punishment. Their appearance is fearsome, towering shadowy forms with wings that seem to be made of smoke and fire. Their faces are obscured, shrouded in darkness, with only their glowing, pitiless eyes visible, eyes that burn with the fury of divine judgment. Their wings do not flutter gently like the wings of a dove, but slice through the air with a terrifying sound, like the tearing of flesh. These angels are clothed in garments that resemble burning embers, flickering with an eerie, hellish glow. Their very presence radiates an overwhelming sense of dread, as if the air around them is thick with the stench of sulfur and decay. The soul, now trembling with fear, feels an invisible force binding it. These are not physical chains, but spiritual ones, chains of judgment that tighten around the soul with each passing moment. The soul struggles, desperate to escape, but the chains only grow tighter, dragging it toward the angels who have come to claim it. As these fearsome beings approach, the soul feels a crushing weight of despair. There is no escape, no place to hide from the judgment that has been passed. The angels move with a terrifying purpose, their every step echoing with the finality of the condemned soul's fate. With a single powerful motion, the angels seize the soul and begin the descent into the abyss. The journey is not a physical one, but a spiritual plunge into the depths of despair and darkness. The soul is pulled downward through layers of shadow and smoke, each one colder and more terrifying than the last. As they descend, the soul begins to hear the distant cries of others, agonized wails and desperate screams echoing through the darkness. These are the souls of the damned, those who have already been cast into hell. The sound grows louder and more horrifying with each passing moment, filling the soul with an ever-increasing sense of terror. The darkness around them is suffocating, and the soul feels as though it is being crushed under the weight of its own guilt and fear. The angels' grip is unyielding, their faces expressionless as they carry out their grim task. The descent seems endless, a journey into a void where time has no meaning and only the impending torment awaits. Finally, the descent comes to a halt, and the soul finds itself standing before the gates of hell. These gates are massive, towering structures made of blackened iron, twisted and deformed as if by some immense heat. They are adorned with ghastly symbols, ancient and malevolent, that seem to pulse with a life of their own. The air here is thick with the stench of burning flesh and the acrid smell of sulfur. The gates creak open slowly, revealing a glimpse of the horrors that lie within. Flames that burn without consuming, rivers of molten fire, and the twisted forms of the damned writhing in agony. The sight is too much for the soul to bear, and it recoils in horror, but the angel's grip remains firm, unyielding. As the gates swing open wider, the full horror of hell is revealed. The soul sees endless pits of fire, each one filled with souls screaming in torment. The ground is scorched and barren, with no sign of life or hope. The sky above is a swirling vortex of black clouds and crimson lightning, casting an eerie, blood-red glow over everything. Without a word, the angels push the soul forward, forcing it to cross the threshold into hell. The moment the soul passes through the gates, it is enveloped in a searing heat, a fire that burns but never consumes. The flames lick at the soul, causing unimaginable pain that radiates through every part of its being. The soul screams in agony, but there is no one to hear, no one to help. The angels of wrath have done their duty, and they disappear into the darkness, leaving the soul to face its eternal torment alone. The gates slam shut behind it, sealing its fate for all eternity. Now fully in hell, the soul is cast into one of the many pits, where it will suffer for all eternity. The flames are relentless, burning with an intensity that never diminishes. The soul's cries of pain echo through the infernal landscape. landscape, joining the chorus of the damned. There is no respite, no moment of relief. The torment is unending, a punishment that continues for all eternity. The soul is consumed by despair, overwhelmed by the knowledge that there is no escape, no hope of redemption. It is cut off from the presence of God, left to endure the consequences of its choices forever. The torment is not just physical but spiritual, an endless awareness of loss, regret, and the consequences of a life lived apart from God. The journey to hell is a terrifying one, marked by fear, despair, and unending torment. The angels of wrath are the harbingers of this fate, fearsome beings that escort the soul to its eternal punishment. The soul, once alive with hope and possibility, now finds itself in a place of utter darkness and despair, where the flames of hell burn forever and the cries of the damned echo through the void. This story is a chilling reminder of the consequences of turning away from God, a warning of the fate that awaits those who choose a path of darkness. Now, I encourage you to share your opinion about this fascinating story in the comments section below. If this video blessed you in any way, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and until the next episode, God bless you.